You've seen the Heineken Cup draw. What did you feel when you saw the names of Clermont-Auvergne, you know, the Scarlets and Leinster being pulled out the hat alongside Exeter?
I think similar to when we got promoted first into the Premiership a couple of years ago, it's only once you actually realise the teams you're going playing against that it suddenly hits you that now you're really stepping up a notch. And yeah, it's our first go in the Heineken Cup, and we've got arguably the best Heineken Cup team of all time, and Clermont, who almost stopped Leinster from getting into the final last year. They've been maybe very unlucky not to win a Heineken Cup over the last few years, and we've Llanelli, who are well renowned for how lethal they can be in attack. So we're up against some amazingly quality teams, really, and yeah, it's something to get very excited about, I think, and we'll look forward to it.
I guess from you, your personal highlight must be going to Leinster and, you know, back to your homeland and proving something in front of, you know, a few people.
Look, I'll certainly look forward to going back to Ireland. I haven't played back there actually since I've moved over to England, but it's definitely something to look forward to. I was kind of hoping for Munster in a way, but then not necessarily either, because Thomond Park isn't that easy to go to either, but then neither is Dublin. But yeah, it's something certainly to look forward to, if even on its own, just because they're the top team in Europe at the time, not even because I'm Irish and they're an Irish team or anything like that. But yeah, we'll certainly have a little bit of interest in the fixture list when it comes out to see when we play them.
You know, when Exeter first came up to the Premiership, they were unfancied. People kind of said, or kind of had the idea they might be the whipping boys. You know, you've proved them wrong, and you've proven how strong a Premiership side you'd be. You know, only a couple of wins away from a top 4 position. You look at this Heineken Cup group, and people will, looking on paper, see Exeter as very much being the underdogs. Is this a great chance to prove people wrong and prove how far this club has gone?
Yeah, there's obviously a chance for us to go and try and achieve something big. It's not necessarily about proving people wrong, though. That isn't really something that's motivating us. It's about just going to try and seeing what we can achieve, really, and just trying to be motivated by the drive for success and see where that takes us. It's going to be that bit harder now in the Heineken Cup, because it's the cream of the crop, really. You're taking the best of the best and putting them into a European competition, so it makes it that little bit harder than the Premiership, I think, quality-wise. But it's, as always, it'll be something we're just going to face up to, and they're the type of challenges that we have to relish, because if you go into them afraid, really, I think that's when you come unstuck and you just get punished for it.
So it's that case of not taking any fear, not taking any prisoners, and not respecting reputations, just trying to show how well you can do.
Well, yeah, you can't really go in and playing with fear. I think you have to be a lot more positive than that, and I think that's something that we've tried to do over the last few years, because when you're playing with fear, I think you only just try to contain teams, and you can't really do that when you come up against teams that will play with the kind of intensity that Leinster and Clermont and Llanelli will. So if you only just try and contain them for the day, you're going to bust soon enough. So you have to go and just really attack the game and see where it takes you.
You know, people will look at the international players that these clubs have, but then you forget, perhaps, or overlook the fact that, you know, Exeter next season will have their own fair share of international players, with the likes of Dean Mumm, you know, Ian Whitten, the Fijian guy whose name I can't pronounce, you know, those sorts of players as well. So, you know, it's not a case of it's not, you know, Tom Johnson as well, of course, who got his first cap the other day. You know, so, you know, it's not a case of you being, you know, out of your depth, is it?
Not necessarily, no, but yeah, it's a tough group, though, obviously, because we went in as bottom seeds, so it's certainly going to be a really tough group. But like I say, it's just something that we can't really be afraid of, and yeah, we do have quality in our team as well, and I think we're a very good unit as well, though, just to add to it. So it's something that we have to try and build on, and something that we rely on, I think, is the strength of the unit that we have as well. But yeah, we do certainly have good players within those units as well, so we can play quality rugby, but it's just a case of trying to turn a few of those bonus point losses that we had last year and those last minute defeats. We need to try and turn more and more of those into single figure wins, if that's what it is, if that's what it takes, and try and learn from that experience.
You mentioned the squad there, and obviously there will be a few new players coming in, and how are you looking forward to gelling with those new players, you know, and the squad changing and becoming, you know, a bit more cosmopolitan, for want of a better term?
Yeah, it's one of the one of the sad side of rugby, if you like, is players leaving at the end of a season, because they're fellas that you've become very good friends with and that you've gone through a whole lot of hard training with and stuff, and you've gone through hard matches and things, and even like we've lost boys that have come up through the promotion with us and stuff. That's the hard side of rugby. But then you have the really exciting part of it is the fact that it's almost always fresh and that there's new fellas coming in, and it gives you that different little bit of a buzz every year, like when you come back for pre-season and you suddenly just change things that little bit, like the whole squad dynamic changes a little bit, and that's the exciting thing about it. And I think that's the good thing about rugby, and it's the good thing about Exeter Chiefs here as well, is that we keep a really good squad morale around all the time, and that's why you have older fellas like myself still able to mix with young fellas that are only just coming into the academy, and it's all a good bit of crack.
Finally, in a word, can you make it out the group?
I don't see why not. Give it a shot.